What's up, everybody? We are here, man. 20 years later, we finally got us a playoff victory. Last night, our Washington Commanders defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-20 in a crazy game. Jayden Daniels led this team on a final drive, set up Zane Gonzalez for the game-winning field goal, game-winning dunk. But nevertheless, we're victorious. How you feeling about it, bro?
Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Hey, I am super pumped. No diddy, no pun intended. Um, 20 years, bro. That's a long time to go without a playoff win, but we got it done. It was a team effort. Everything that we said that needed to go down in our keys to victory kind of went down. But an unsung hero, De'Ami Brown, uh, number one in my heart, you know, as of yesterday, came through in the clutch. Reedie, I try to take credit and say I said it, but I don't think I said it. But I'm gonna tell y'all that I said it. But yeah,
Yeah.
Diami came through clutch. He vying for that contract. So he's gonna be a free agent after this season. So we trying to do everything we could do to, to stay on top and stay in DQ and Adam Peters Hearts to be re-signed back here in the off season. Don't know if that's gonna happen, but maybe somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely. De'Ami Brown showed up. I think he had 5 catches for 89 yards, a career game. Opened us up with the tutty. Yeah, I remember him coming back with a screen shortly on the
Yeah,
next drive. What I mean, De'Ami had the square in on like a key third down or second down and long. Later on in the game, he
yeah,
had some real like his catches were like meaningful moment catches. It
yeah.
wasn't just like no little hitch here, when he just gets some quick little catches just to pad up some stats. Nah, bro, really stepped up and he did his thing. A career
Yeah,
game for De'Ami. Super happy for him. You know what I mean? Like we always say, De'Ami is a guy that on this show, we tend to stay on him a lot because every year it's been De'Ami season, and all year we've been waiting for that season to start. But it seemed like that season started last night in the wild card. So definitely up for Diami and super excited to see him step up in a big way.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
14 catches in the last 3 games is before last night was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then he added what he added last night, as you alluded to on the dig route. Came through like Diami, popping the same thing he was doing on them screens. Had a great overall game. And I think
Yeah.
it was one that got called back for penalty, or was that the one that Terry that got called back to 21 yard? I think that might have been Terry. But also
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin had a great game. Started from the beginning. It didn't take long for them to get Terry involved in the playoff football. You know what I'm saying? He came out. I believe it was third down. They go up top to Terry. Like talk about
Yeah.
that kid.
That was that.
What a great catch.
Great catch. You know what I mean? Right over the defender. That was like one of the few times that they were in man to man. You know what I mean? They blitzed and zoned us pretty much the entire game. But when they was in man to man, we made them pay for it. Said it definitely was third down. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like, damn, Jayden throwing that in the middle of, coverage. But as you know, we always say when it comes down to contested balls, Terry is one of the best at, coming down with those catches. So that was definitely a key catch that kept that drive going. It ended up being a field goal drive, but nonetheless, we definitely needed that play and that energy. And it was the kickstart to a solid game for Terry as well. The touchdown he got late on was in the fourth quarter, and on that play they were in the zone, we in the red zone, and Jayden just drops it right over top of the two linebackers, right in front of the safety. And Terry, and it just reminded me like in training camp and in practice how that target joint that he throws the football to in the different pockets. That how they practice. I'm like, damn, that's what that drill is all about. Throwing it in the right zone, in the right, in the right lane where nobody else can get it but your guy. The timing was perfect. Everything was perfect on that throw. So it's just continues to talk about the chemistry that these two guys have. And they're what number one in the league as far as the
Passer
connect
rating.
the passer rating when passes are to between Jayden and Terry. So definitely huge. I mean, yeah, I mean, let's kind of talk about what was your feeling like, I mean, we can get right to the moment and we can backtrack later, but let's talk about the kick. When he went in, he's fiddling with his hair and getting his nerves together, kept playing with his socks, and he come out there and kick it. They couldn't ice us, and kick the field goal, and it's a doink. So kind of tell us leading up to that moment. I keep hearing that you was in there going through. You had to step out and take a smoke break. Tell us about that moment.
I definitely didn't take out and take a smoke because I don't smoke cigarettes, so it wasn't no smoke break. Let's just be clear on that. But I definitely had to go outside. My wife got me, you know what I'm saying? It was an anxiety filled moment. I stepped outside to get some air because I felt like I was hyperventilating in the moment. Like I just knew it was just so. The whole fourth quarter, I could not sit down. I'm walking around my kitchen. I'm standing up at my counter. I'm leaning on the wall. I'm standing in front of the TV. I just couldn't, it just was I don't know if you want to call it, um, PTSD from, just us over the years as Redskin Commanders fans, but I couldn't sit still. I was real anxious. My anxiety was really bothering me. So I stepped outside at the 2 minute warning. Then I came back in, and leading up to it, I'm just thinking in my head, I'm telling my wife, man, this nigga's ass. Like I hate Zane Gonzalez. Like I've been saying that from the get go. Like I'm trying to figure out like where's Austin Seibert at. I guess he's relegated to wherever he's relegated after he missed that kick against Dallas. So I guess we're going with
Mhm.
Zane for the remainder of the season. But in my mind, I'm like, this nigga's going. I don't know why I was thinking negative, but I'm just like, this nigga's going to do something. And then,
Mhm.
you finally, they talk it up to the kick. The snap, the hold, they was like, it's good. The next thing you know, the kick, and I'm looking and I'm seeing it veer to the right, it veers to the right. Then it just dunks. And when it dunks in my mind, I'm about to say, this nigga missed it. Then it
Yeah.
goes through, and it's just like, yeah, like I'm just turning up in the house, just lit, like, yeah, like
Mhm.
fuck they thought, like we out
Yeah.
here, like we are back. Reedie been saying we are back. So, you know, that's just how I was feeling during the moment. But
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. For me, I was sitting in the basement. I'm sitting in the chair. I'm just sitting there chilling. I got my gear on. I got my commander's cover. I'm just sitting there relaxing. But I'm definitely my nerves are twitching. I'm sitting there, my foot is shaking. The whole final drive, for real, for real. But I kind of just take it back a little bit when we got the ball back with 4 minutes left. I said they didn't gave us too much time. We about to go win this game. And I'm sitting there, like I was down there with my brother at first, and he got up and left. He was like, "Yeah, I'm about to leave," and I'm like, "Damn, bro, it's, like you about to leave? It's still like game." He's like, "I'm watching on my phone," so I'm literally in the basement by myself, and I'm just shaking, like, "All right, come on." So the drive is going well. We had a couple of key plays. I remember the dink on that, like a 3rd and 1 to Eckler. I'm yelling at the screen, pissed off that they ran the ball with B Rob after he's been getting us 1.5 yards all game. He averaged 1.5 yards yesterday per rush in my mind. And it's just like he wasn't really doing much. And I'm like, why the hell did they get this guy the ball? Why are we not throwing the ball? We need to keep moving, keep moving. All right, Jayden need to run because they was double spying Jayden on a few plays. So I'm getting a little worried, but I'm still kind of like shaking. And we going down there. We get to that moment. Jayden end up gets the first down, and Zane's coming out, and if y'all on here, go check out the reel that we put. I got my live reaction on the page at Reedie NZ page on Instagram. It's also on the YouTube as well. But check it out if you haven't already. It's going viral. But Zane, like I said, Zane playing with his hair, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And I'm like, oh my God, he better not miss it. They can't ice it. I'm talking to myself. And like Reedie said, he kicks it, and then you hit doing, and I'm just stuck. And then I see it, I was like, oh, it's good. Get the jumping up, get the dancing. I'm literally like in the basement trying. I can't yell because the baby's asleep. So I'm like, hey, let's go. Yeah, yeah, fuck yeah, this is what we do. And then I'm trying to call Reedie. I got one phone. I'm trying to FaceTime Reedie. I got the other phone trying to record his reaction. This nigga not answering the phone. I'm cussing him out. But it was just, you know what I mean? I'm trying to call Twan at the game. He not answering the phone. Then Reedie as soon as I sit down, Reedie finally called back, and we was just hyped, man. It was just a great feeling, man. We, you know what I mean, through the years, man, you know what I mean, I remember, you know what I mean, the 20-year wait pretty much, you know what I mean, to win a
I
playoff
remember
game.
that
We
game
definitely had
vividly.
we definitely had a few stints where we've been in the playoffs, but it's been first round exits. So, you know what I mean, to see this moment and really enjoy it in the magical season we've been having, it's like it's only up and it doesn't stop here. You know what I mean? So I just want y'all out there, y'all Commanders fans out there, don't have in your mind that the season stops here. We can go into Detroit and we can play with anybody. Yes, Detroit is firepower, power. You know what I mean? But this team is resilient. They don't give up. They got a lot of fight. So we got to make sure that we stay confident, just as confident they are that they can go in here and win. You know what I mean? Because if we
Yep.
go out here and win and shock the world, then I don't want to hear, you know what I mean? A lot of people really
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
that, like, really think that it ends here. It does not end here. We got to stay on point and motivated. You know what I mean? So definitely about that. But you know what I mean, overall, other than that, like what's some key moments in the game, how you was feeling? You know what I mean? The passing game, you know what I mean, looked pretty well. But even with the running game, kind of speak on your frustrations with that or lack of frustrations. What was you thinking about that?
I feel like in this game, and throughout the game, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yeah, Cliff is dialing this shit up. He's definitely on his shit, his play calling shit. I was slightly frustrated with him sticking with the run, but I know that why he stuck with the run because you have to stick with the run. You got to keep him honest. You can't become one dimensional. You got to still, because then that play action and that read action, that read option isn't as effective even though they know it's coming, if you don't keep them honest and run the football. I think that Brian Robinson, I don't know. To me, I feel like he's falling back into his rookie year, where he like isn't showing no burst or like he may be tired or what. But I'm not going to be negative about it. But I mean, he just like I said in previous pods the last 2 weeks, we have to be able to run the football, and we're not really getting anything with him. I thought he did a little bit better coming out the gate. I think the first run he had was like 4 or 5 yards. But other than that, it was like you said, 2, 3 yard runs. I thought Eckler did good coming down the stretch. I mean, they just stopped the run every time. Every time we tried to run the ball inside, they was just there hitting him in the backfield. Like he couldn't even get started. So, like, I mean, I guess I can't say it's all on B Rob. Like people say in the comments, it's on the offensive line as well. But that's a formidable defensive line. I just wish our defensive line would play. But you got Via Veda, whatever, however you pronounce his name, you got him there, just like he taking on double teams, just causing havoc in the backfield. And Clancy or whatever his name is, he was back there too. Made a few plays on Jayden, but Jayden got him when it really counted on that third and one when we gotta have it moments with Dan Quinn and them always say our time, a much needed first down. But we just got to be better. We got to go in Detroit ready to being able to run the football. Like that's the thing that really got us to our 7 wins in the first part of the season, being able to effectively run the football. Um, and we just got to get back to that. It's the playoffs. You got to run the football. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was mostly my frustration. But overall, I thought Cliff called a good game. I thought the offense, as far as the receivers, did what they did. Zacchaeus got in there. He had like maybe 1 or 2 catches. I thought I needed to see a little bit more from Ertz, but the Ertz came with the drop he missed. I think it was on the third down, and he came back on fourth down and caught it to get the first down. So I thought they came up clutch and pivotal times when we went for it. But just overall, I was pleased, and I also was pleased with the defense. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and just to kind of run down the stats real quick, Jayden Daniels was 24-35, 68.6 percentage completion rate, 268 yards on 2 touchdowns. He was sacked once, finished with a 110.2 QBR rating. Rushing overall, we was 33 for 82 yards. Jayden led the pack, only getting 36 yards total for that, but that was on 13 rushes. Eckler was 8 for 27. And like I said, I actually guessed it, but I was right. B-Rob was 10 for 16, averaging 1.6 yards a carry. Even Mariota got in for a QB sneak. You a key QB sneak that was on a end up getting converting the first down. Then receiving, Terry McLaurin, 10 targets with 7 receptions, 89 yards in the tutty. Diami, like we said, he had 5 targets, 5 catches. So Diami made pretty much great uses out of that on the 89 yards, and he averaged 17.8 per catch with his tutty. Eckler had 3 for 26. Ertz was 2 for 23. B-Rob did get some catches, and he was 4 for 22. So, he wasn't just a standstill everywhere, but like we said, we wanted to see more. And I think that, I see people in the comments saying, you don't want to blame B-Rob for everything. And we're not necessarily trying to do that. Ideally, we know the deficiencies of this team, and we don't have the strongest offensive line. So I'm sure they could have definitely did some better blocking and created some more lanes and things of that nature. But when you see other guys get in that are a little bit more shifty, they're able to be slightly a little bit more productive. So that's all we pretty much saying on that. And hopefully going into Detroit that we can fix that.
No, what I'm saying is I am blaming it on B-Rob for the simple fact he controls what he can control. B-Rob's one cut is slow as shit. If we just being fucking honest, he's not a shifty back. He can't give you that and get out of there. By the time he give you that it's like a hesitation. Go back and look in the tape. The eye in the sky never lies. I ain't never lied about nothing that I said. And I'm not going to apologize for it because he got to do better. Like, I'm not comparing him to, a Saquon Barkley or these other backs, but you look at these other backs in the league, like, that first move is, like, much more swift. Yeah, he's a power back, but shit, Mike Allstott back in the day moved a little bit faster than B-Rob. If we being honest, we got to stop being homers all the time and tell the truth and call it like we see it. It is what it is. I love B-Rob from the bottom of my heart, but it is what it is. What Eckler got in there, it's just a different change. It's just that first cut, or even a McNichols, that first cut is just way much more faster. It's like it's a delay, like when B-Rob gets the ball.
A lot more faster, and it could be definitely more decisive as well. So they making this cut and being more decisive with it.
But I will say that he was getting hit in the backfield, so that is onus on the offensive line as well. But sometimes shit happens.
Sometimes you got to break. That's what I'm saying.
Saquon breaks tackles in the backfield, or these other backs break tackles in the backfield, or get a nigga out of there, give him a move and go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely. And as well, on the pass blocking tip though, he definitely was able to, he definitely secured some blitz because they blitzed the hell out of us.
Correct.
For Jayden to only get sacked once, I feel like overall we did pretty well. And I love the communication of the O-line. I'm not sure if y'all seen it, but we was in a lot of no huddle. And calling plays on the go from the line, and you can clearly see the O-line, and you pretty much heard them talking as while the game was going and communicating. And Cosme was standing there looking at Jayden and pointing to that. And I even heard him like slide right, like they really was communicating. So communication probably was even though that's something you want your O-line to do, but I think it was definitely a huge emphasis with them knowing that they was going to blitz us like that, and it's it worked out. So. Even despite us not having the best, I feel like they did what they was able to do with what we have, and we actually, we did well. Like I said, pretty much Jayden was protected.
My other point, sorry, I'm not to cut you off, but my other point about B-Rob, like earlier in the season, he was averaging 5-6 yards a pop. So like it could be done. Like I'm just calling a spade a spade. It is what it is. Like it's not totally on the offensive line. It's not totally on B-Rob. It's a culmination of both. You know what I'm saying? Both got to be a little bit better. But I thought offensive line, like they really played their ass off yesterday compared to just that front that they was going up against. They did really well up against that front. That's not a slouch front by no means. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's facts. And then as we shift over, let's talk about how well this defense stepped up, highly energetic from the start. You know what I mean? The big matchup. I mean, this is the key topic of the defense. The big matchup that everybody was talking about, Marshawn versus Mike Evans. And you know what I mean? It's a lot of opinions out of there. A lot of people saying that that Marshawn got cooked. I have a slight different opinion on that, but I'm gonna let Reedie speak on his first.
I'm going to give Marshawn the benefit of the doubt, um, because because they kept because they kept excuse me, because they kept he had to basically play off because the way the alignment. And when you're corners, you all can't be on the same level because you're susceptible to the pick. So they was running them slants and stuff like that. They was giving Mike Evans space. They was kind of like scheming him open in a sense, and Marshawn had to chase the whole time. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But on a couple of those plays, Marshawn, you just got cooked. Like the one play where they were going down before Mike Evans scored the touchdown. Marshawn was talking about he pushed off. I done watched this clip back 7, 8 times. I don't see no push off, Marshawn. You got smoked on the route. And on the route for the touchdown, I feel like Quan Martin has to be in that window. If he's in that window, that might be a pick six. I don't know what he was doing, why he was worrying about the back. That's not your responsibility. Like nobody was even in your gap, so you could have cheated a step out. If you cheated, take a step out. You see the football, we running, we off to the races at that point. But so that's all I'm gonna say about Marshawn. I'm gonna give him some grace. But again, this is two starts in a row where it didn't look too promising. I mean, yeah, you're going up against top tier receivers, but people were texting and saying, Marshawn they need to send him back to the Saints. I'm not gonna say that he needs to go back to the Saints. But we have to call a spade, and I'm gonna keep us accountable here. Because if it was St. Jude or if it was Davis, we would be massacring them. So I'm just saying we just got to keep that in mind as we move forward. With Marshawn Lattimore, but I'm gonna give him some grace.
Yeah, and I pretty much was going to chime in on the same concept that I felt that the bunch concept definitely puts him in a situation where he did have to play off. And, you know what I mean? The pretty much like you said, the way they schemed it up, they were running them quick inside routes. And I mean, it's hard for him to get there and do that when you got to run around other guys and things of such that nature. So, shout out to Tampa Bay for, what I mean, scheming well. But outside of that, the bomb that they threw that they called the PI on in the end zone, that was bullshit. I mean, he hooked them. You know what I mean? He hooked them before anything, and they were both was grabbing and tussling each other. And you know what I mean? And they got in the end zone, and then they ended up calling the PI, and Marshawn was pissed about it. The slant, like you said, there's no way Quan should be ever turning his back in that moment. Marshawn got the fade, you got the slant.
Slant, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that simple. You know what I mean? And it's like he wanted to play the fade, then it's like he thought about it, like, oh, I should have played the slant. And he turned his back like his back was going to block the ball or something.
Yeah.
In that moment, you never turn your back to the quarterback.
That's
I mean,
the only thing.
if you watch the quarterback on that, that's pick six.
Yeah. That's the only thing that they could have ran. I'm saying it live. The only thing they could run down there is a fade or run a slant.
Fade or slant.
Just by our defensive alignment. But if Quan Martin is in that hook the curl area, that's a pick six. Taking it all the way because Baker's not going to catch him. Who could run him down? I think Bucky went out on a pass route. It was nothing crossing going back. So I mean, but your first read as a safety is to the secondary. It ain't to the play to run. I get that we were down there and you got the threat of the run, but that's what the linebackers did for him. And technically, a safety, he a free safety, so you don't have a gap. You in a zone anyway.
Yeah.
You don't have you're not responsible for a gap unless something in football changed that I'm not aware of. How about you, Z? What do you think? Because in all my years of playing football and coaching football
is not changed.
I ain't never known a free safety to be responsible for a gap in
Not
run coverage.
You over top.
So why you you're the last line of defense.
Correct.
And then if they said it later in the broadcast, we were doubling it. We started doubling them, and then they started moving Marshawn away and doubling them on the other side. You would think that's what they would be doing the whole damn game.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I think that was just maybe a communication things with Quan or something, or trying to do too much. We need one of 11. We don't need 2, 3, and 4 of 11. We need one of 11. Just do one of 11.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you're
No
supposed to
question.
do.
Do your job. So just this one question. We're not digging into the next opponent, but just this one question. Does Marshawn follow Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I mean, I think you went out and got Marshawn Lattimore for a reason. He's proven that he's a top 10 defensive back in this league. So I mean, you might have questions about the hamstring injury and things of that nature. Maybe he not, but he looked like he moved pretty well to me. So I mean, that's what you brought him here for, to do that, to match
Yeah.
wit. So I mean, you have to. I mean, I guess you got to take the good with the bad. But at the end of the day, we got to hold Marshawn accountable, just like we hold every other player on this podcast accountable. All of this glazing for, oh, because I like this player, oh, this is my favorite player. Fuck that. Hold all of them
Absolutely.
accountable. It is what it is. It's a critique. You get critiqued on your job. You can critique it. I get critiqued on my job when I if I don't do something, my manager, when I come around for my evaluation, they ding me on that. So what's the difference of being a fan? This is professional football. They're getting paid to do these things. Like, we got to get out of our, oh, this is my man. Oh, like come on, bro. Like, call that shit like you see it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I definitely, today is definitely still Tell the Truth Monday. So I'm sure Dan and the rest of the guys going to, put them guys in line and tune them up. I mean, we definitely had a great victory, but there's definitely room for improvement. The defense overall as a whole, though, outside of the, 2 to 3 chunk runs that Bucky got, we pretty much contained them guys. And, Baker wasn't able to run crazy like he normally did. He did have that one where he
That
ran,
was
and
a
I'm
grown man
surprised
run.
he trucked
That
the
was a
shit out of Bobby
Bobby
Wagner.
Wagner, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, Baker.
And
And
then
he
I
got up
see
and kind of looked at him like, I'm
then
like,
then I
oh,
then I seen Quan Butler kind of duck some wreck a little bit, like
Percy
he
Butler.
wanted to grab. Yeah, yeah, not Quan Butler. Who was Quan Butler? Percy Butler. I'm sorry. You
Yeah,
know, but yeah, yeah. Ultimately, like, yeah, that's just shout outs to, like, Baker Mayfield. Like, when I seen it live, I said, man, he just
yeah,
made a play.
they
He just
made a
made a
play.
play.
Facts.
He made a play.
Facts.
Like,
Hey,
ain't
Joe
nothing been.
Witt, look, Joe Witt said hit him like a running back. He was acting like a running back on that play.
Man. Hey, but when I tell y'all that Marshawn Lattimore is a hood nigga, he is a hood nigga. On that play, he got beat for the touchdown. He went smack at that lineman in the end zone. Like, bro, stop playing with me.
Go ahead.
I love the way he plays. Like,
His attitude, yeah.
yeah, his attitude and the way he plays. Like, he not going like that. Like, he just, like, no diddy. He gonna go harder. He play. Like, I love the way he comes. He tackles. Like, I love his aggressiveness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, cornerback is a position that you're going to get beat. Like, it is what it is. You got to have that next play mentality and just move on to the next play. You can't let it bother you. And I seen that he was getting a little bit frustrated in his game, a little bit with it, because I could tell that he really cares, and he really wanted to strap Mike Evans' ass up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Mike Evans, I mean, got called a spade a spade. He got the best of him in this game. Now,
Yeah, no.
when I was talking about the PI call, I was talking about the first one. I wasn't talking about the one in the end zone that he got
In
called
the end
for. Yeah, I was
zone.
talking about the first one where he was well, no, it wasn't a PI call. Marshawn was saying that Mike Evans pushed off, it should have been a PI for him, but really, it wasn't. But
Yeah.
on that PI call to Lattimore in the end zone, he was hooking him though. You know what I'm saying? It could have went both ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no question, no
But
question.
let's talk about the missed PI calls on Zach Ertz in the end
Yeah,
zone.
that
That
one
was
was
wild.
crazy. That was crazy, and it made me feel like, damn, what the refs against us or something? What the hell's going on here? That was
Yeah.
Levante David. He pretty much interfered with the route. Totally full contact on him, slowed him up from even getting to his space, and that wasn't even pass interference. It's like crazy. It definitely should have, and that was that on third or fourth down? Was it? I think it might have been
It
fourth.
was
That
on
was one of
fourth.
the
It was
ones
on
we went.
fourth down.
One of the ones
It
we
was on
went
fourth
for.
down. Yeah,
Yeah,
because then the
yeah.
next
So
that next drive is when we got the turnover,
when
the Bobby
we got
Wagner
the
turnover.
fumble,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
and Bobby
they
Wagner.
came off the goal line.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner was definitely instrumental on the defense. He led the team with 8 tackles. That fumble recovery was definitely shifted the momentum in our favor and got us the ball, to go back, got us the ball back to go down with the game winning drive. So, it was definitely something that, um, something we've been talking about Bobby all year. He's what, like 34, 30, about to be 35, and he's still bringing the energy like he a young 25-year-old. One of the top linebackers in the league as far as tackles. And he's just all over the place. I felt like yesterday he turned it up an extra notch though. It seemed like his aggression was at another level yesterday. And we talked about, we gave Payne a hard time, but I feel like once he returned back in that game after that finger injury, we was able to, them chunk plays that Bucky was getting kind of went away when he stepped out of the game with the injury. It was, the run defense was a little off a little bit. I can't really speak for John Allen. I even forgot he was on the damn field yesterday for real, for real. I didn't see him make many plays as well. Did you see him do anything?
A few times I seen John Allen. I feel like he was, he was getting blocked or taking on a double team block or something like that. But he didn't necessarily flash. But I just feel like, he kind of was like maintaining his gap, what gap he was supposed to be in and stuff like that. He wasn't really necessarily getting blown off the ball or whatever. But it is what it is. John Allen, he takes on a lot of the double team blocks, and stuff. If it's a back comes through, if it's a lead block, he's getting hit there. So it is what it is with John Allen. I don't really expect John Allen to make a whole lot of plays. I just want him to be kind of disruptive in the run game, and if he can get a leaky sack, then that's a plus for us.
Yeah, for sure. And Dan Quinn, just to like backtrack, Dan Quinn setting the attitude for this team. He must have made up in his mind well before the game that he wasn't punting at all. Like
Yeah, it's like
he went for every single fourth down there was. Like, what I mean?
no turnovers, 2 touchdowns, and no punts. It's
No
crazy.
punts. Yeah, crazy.
And a
Like,
playoff game for a rookie quarterback is insane.
yeah, and I
Insane.
mean, everybody called like, they're saying it's the playoffs, don't take points off the board. I get all that. But, he's setting an attitude and a mindset for this team. And like I was telling you earlier, like, I don't think we're gonna see any punts in this next game because Dan
But yeah,
Quinn and Dan
because
Campbell, they
yeah,
don't
they're
fucking
gonna go
punt.
for it. Yeah,
They go
and,
for it on fourth down.
but I mean, it like Dan always says, like we're going to do it, but to be smart. Like Dan, he's a smart coach because he realizes like you can't keep kicking field goals and think you're going to stay with some of these teams. You got to go for it. You got to try to put them points on the board. And the
Mm-hmm.
defense was playing well. So I guess what I'm saying, he was like, fuck it. Like we just gonna do what we do and we're gonna live and die by it. We've been doing it all year. We're gonna live and die by it. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get to the playoffs and get scared and want to become a shell of ourselves and not do what got us here. We got to do what got us to the dance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, and just Dan Quinn, his just attitude, like that's what we've been asking for years. Like when Ron was on the side, like no emotion, just like scared money don't make no money. That's what they say, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be afraid to go for it. Now I do believe that one of those times he maybe should have took the points. I was kind of like, maybe we should have took the points.
But like the
But
second time,
yeah, but in hindsight, hindsight's 2020. But it is what it is. But it's just like but that could have been a 6 point swing. You know what I'm saying?
correct.
Them two field goals that we passed up that we didn't get. We were 3 or 5 on fourth down.
Yeah, because it wasn't until the third one that we converted and got the touchdown. The first two we didn't get. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
But the story of we just gotta be we just gotta have a better running game. I think overall it was a good game, hard fought game. All three phases came to play. Not too much to say about it. It is what it is. It's typical football stuff that we're gonna complain about from week to week, as it relates to the passing game or as it relates to the run game. But I just feel like we just need to be a little bit more better in our running game. and we will be fine. We will be in games with anybody. We have shown all year that we could play with these niggas. Like they is not that much better than us or this and that and third. Like we gonna go in Detroit and we gonna show these niggas what it is, and we gonna come back with this dub. So all of y'all that's afraid and want to give them too much respect, we can beat these niggas, bro. Like just like I said when we played the Eagles, we can beat them. They are beatable. They are beatable. Dan Quinn got these dudes want to run through a wall. I don't know y'all, but when I seen that hype video, um, the hype video that they put out, shit, I was ready to suit up again. Shit, I thought I could make it to the league. I thought I was about to go back to my glory days.
Yeah, 28 is retired, Bobby.
Listen, yeah, 28, 3 like I'll say 2 ACL repairs. I can't do it no more. It is what it is, but I ain't gonna hold you. Like it's up, bruh. Like, come on, like it's gonna take us all. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like some of y'all said, like we can't be negative, and I agree. But at the same time, I'm not saying be negative, but we gotta hold them accountable. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, man, definitely. How about the takeover though? Like fans galore. Like they talked about. I seen. I don't know if it was Ben Standick or it was one of them reporters that it was Sunday morning. He said when the what is the pilot? He said something about welcome to this flight and said something about go Commanders, and he was like the whole flight just erupted.
No, yeah. Basically,
it was that morning.
They were saying something about welcome to Tampa Bay, something about the Buccaneers, and then everybody booed, and then the flight attendant was like, "The Commanders are going to win," and then it just went crazy.
Yeah, like erupted.
But I'm glad that you brought that up because I'm just gonna let y'all know here. I cussed Z out in the DM because I'm like, how the hell we podcast and we not even in the building? Like, what the fuck is we on, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, we normally in the mix. Like, we definitely should have went down there. We, people, friends of ours, Z brother, he drove down there. My man scared to drive over bridges. Shout out Twan, man. But he driving just to get down there, just to be in the mix, man. Listen, man, we you never know when this opportunity is gonna come again. So anytime you got to go and be a part of that history, man, it's like nothing. Like that Atlanta game, that was history. That Bears game in the stadium, that's history. So moving forward, JD5, I kept saying 5, take us to the promised land. My wife posted a video. I said, 5, take us to the promised land. Where you go, we go. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. Like, we just got to be a part of it, like, and be there for it, for all of it. Fuck it. We'll figure that shit out on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, and trust me. Like I've been telling Reedie in the DM, life happens. I definitely wanted to be in the building and would have been in the building. I was banking on my parlay to hit so I can afford to be in the building. But I mean, I was
one too.
I was one touchdown away. If Dobbins would have scored a touchdown Saturday, I would have been up 3,500, and we just charged it. It would have flew out Sunday morning and came back Monday morning, Monday evening or something. I definitely was trying to, get down there. I just couldn't fade it, but trust and believe, I even looked at the first thing I did last night, look at Detroit tickets. I'm just $700. It's just crazy. So hopefully another situation, hopefully a parlay hit and we can slide on up out of here. But, I don't know. It's definitely being, season ticket holders, being in the mix. We hit the road last year quite a few times. This year, not so much, but we still was able to, get to Philly, get to Baltimore, and things of that nature. And we was definitely going through withdrawals yesterday, not being in the building.
Yes,
so make sure y'all pray for us, man. When we in the house, it ain't the same. But I myself was telling Reedie, and I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself because I knew had I had the bread, I would have been there. So
I didn't have the bread my damn self. I'm just saying in general.
That's if we had the bread, we would have been there. So we can't hound ourselves. We just gotta make sure that we hit these parlays or we set that bread aside.
Yeah, Christmas set me back, but it is what it is. The kids was happy, so it is what it is. Yeah, we'll figure this football shit out later. But definitely if the Rams come through, we come through, we still got a chance to get that home game. Oh no, we don't have it.
No, we don't. We're the lowest seed.
Disregard.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Yep, it's Detroit and then either
Yeah,
LA or Minnesota.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
Fucking Green
somewhere
Bay
along the
fucked
line,
us.
somewhere on those lines, yeah. Um, the time of possession was definitely something that was on our favor. We was able to continue to run, you know what I mean, offense and just milk a lot of the clock. And you know what I mean, like we mentioned earlier, the no huddles and everything of that nature. It was just pretty much Cliff was dialing it up. So shout out to the offense on that. I think special teams wise, you know, not so much. Crowder had a couple of like two of them that he almost, you know, he looked pretty on. It looked like he was about to, you know, what I mean, a shoestring away, or not necessarily a shoestring, but a missed tackle here or something like that. We probably could have had some action on that, but I just love the overall energy of the team. It looked like from start they came out with nothing but fight, and yeah, I mean, you're gonna need that fight going against Jared Goff and this high power offense. You know what I mean? They put up 50 burgers on people. So, you know what I mean, we gotta make sure that we on point. There's no room for error. You know what I mean? And if it is a hiccup, we gotta be able to bounce back and come full force. So, you know what I mean? I would love to see that. And, you know, one positive thing I'm hearing we don't have to worry about Montgomery because he's still hurt. So it's just gonna be Gibbs. But you know, what I mean, they got the receivers, and we don't necessarily have the best secondary. But you know, what I mean, it's definitely gonna be an interesting matchup to see. The battle of the Dans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely,
So
definitely
how
gonna
you
be
feeling overall?
definitely gonna be an interesting matchup. I think we can do it. Like I feel like we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna shock the world, we're gonna come out with this victory, we're gonna, come back and, watch Ohio State, I guess, win the national championship. For Terry and Marshawn and whoever the Ohio State Buckeyes are. Your man John Kime too. And get ready for this NFC Championship game. Like definitely not looking past the Detroit Lions, but I just definitely think that they're beatable. Jared Goff is a statue. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll run every now and then, but he's really not going to run. So this defensive line, y'all need to be ready to eat. You know what I'm saying? And come ready to stop the run. And I think they're going to get us a little bit in the pass game, but I don't think it's going to be what it was years past. I mean, this secondary is much improved this year, even with all of the mistakes that they've made this season compared to previous seasons. Let's
Correct.
not get it twisted. Let's not get it fucked up. But
Correct.
with that being said, it's just we just got to get off the field. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. And I think Dan Quinn is going to have his team ready to run through a wall again. They believe. Belief is a powerful thing. If you believe that you can win, you can do anything. What it say, Ephesians, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And
Mm-hmm.
this team is very spiritual in that aspect of it. So I think Dan Quinn got them believing that they can win it all.
Yeah, no question.
Whatever messaging that he's doing, I would love to be a fly on the wall. I wish we had a Hard Knocks or something like, cause I'm here for it all. I want to see all of it, all the like shout out, Commanders wins the Commanders log. Like we missed, bring that back. Y'all need to have that all year. Give us
Facts.
that behind the scenes of like let us know what's going on. But
Facts.
we definitely got a shot. And
Yeah.
if my son says if we get the lines out of there, we got a shot, then we got a shot.
And he's the haters of all
He's
hates.
the one he hates every he refuses to root for us with a passion
Mm,
just cause. But
no
he keep up
question.
on everything we post and everything we say, everything JD5 this, JD5 that. Then he want to talk about JD5 as his college quarterback. Miss me.
You go with but sure. And definitely, this is we're gonna tap back in with y'all before the game. We're gonna do a pregame pod. We're looking at probably Friday, for sure. So make sure y'all tap back in. But we about to close out here.
But
And I'm
do me
just
do me do me do me a quick favor before we go, man. If you on here and you watching via Instagram and you haven't liked or shared or subscribed to our channel on YouTube, man, please do, man. We what I'm saying, we love doing what we doing. We just two brothers that love this team, diehard fans. Been talking about this team for years and years and years, and we love what we doing. But just help us grow, man. We just trying to grow, and we just trying to be great in this landscape, man. We appreciate everybody that follows us on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. But please go over to YouTube if you got time, or send it to your loved ones, your co-workers, your friends, anybody. Just subscribe to the channel, man. Just do us that solid, man. We appreciate y'all, man.
No question, no question. Appreciate y'all much for sure. Like, share, subscribe at Reedie and Z on all podcasts. We're gonna give a quick shout out to our sponsors, KB3 Events, Saray's Catering, the Pie Guy, and of yours truly, great clothing line. So, like I said, we're gonna tap back in with y'all this week. Make sure y'all stay tuned, jump on the page, keep it dialed into the content. And until next time, we'll see y'all soon.